In this video, we are going to look at two types of indices. One is negative indices, the other one is fraction indices. We have actually learned a little bit about negative indices, which is this part of the table, whereby we get negative indices by dividing with the same number. So until we get negative indices. But the main thing to learn from this part is whenever we have a negative indices, we can change it to fraction. So removing the negative symbol, we change it to a fraction, and then we just simplify the number with the power. So that's for negative indices. We can also reverse fractions back to index form by doing the steps, reversing it from fraction to indices, adding the negative symbol. So for fraction indices is something new. So let's just look at the first one. This is square root 9. We can actually write square root 9 in the form of fraction, which is 1 over 2. Right? Starting with 2 here. So another example. The cube root of 27, we can write as 1 over 3. 27 to the power of 1 over 3. And let's say we have a fourth root. We do not have a proper name for fourth root and above, so we just say the fourth root. So we can also write as 81 to the power of 1 over 4. So by looking at these few examples, we can actually say the denominator of a fraction is actually the root. So whenever we have this form, the denominator is actually the root. How about the numerator? The numerator is actually the power. We will look at some examples later. Alright, so whenever we have a fraction, it's a mixture of power and root. Alright, so let's look at this one. As I said just now, the numerator is the power and denominator is the root. So 9 to the power of 3 over 2, it means 9 square, and then we square root it. Or we can also do the other way around. Square root of 9 and we power 3. So let's just try the first one. We write in this form 9 to the power of 3 and we square root it. So we solve whatever is inside. 9 power 3 is actually 729. And if we square root 729, we get 27. Right? Or we can actually square root it first. We can write in this form, square root 9, and then we power by 3. So square root 9 is 3, and then 3 to the power of 3 is 27. So it works either way, according to which one you prefer is fine. So just to know, the denominator is root, the numerator is power. Now we will deal with an example which is a little bit more complicated, whereby we combine negative and fraction indices. And we need to look at it step by step. First, we look at the negative indices index first. Negative, we need to change it to fraction, which then it will be in this form 1 over 9 to the power 3 over 2. And we have done this just now. We know that this is actually 27, so the answer is 1 over 27. Right? So a simpler way is actually you can just key in this to the calculator, but when you do that, you need to use a bracket for the power. If not, you'll get the wrong answer. So just a summary, we have learned all these three laws, and there are two forms of indices that I would like you to remember. The first one is negative indices. Whenever we have a negative power, we can change it to fraction. Or likewise, when we have a fraction, we can change it to negative index. The next one, the last one, is fraction indices, whereby we have numerator and denominator. The numerator represents the power and denominator represents the root. So that's all for this topic on index.